Hey fam, I just wanted to say this right quick. There is not a one size fits all to relationships between men and women. People have their opinions and share their opinions with people. It's their opinion. But what makes the world go round is that we are all different. So we differ in our perceptions of what's beautiful. We differ in our perceptions of what makes us happy, which happiness is what you gain before you can get a spouse. Do not look for a spouse for happiness. That's not how you attain happiness. It's a relationship with the Most High God first. And fixing the things and the flaws about yourself as much as you can, because we struggle with fixing ourselves for our entire life, right? Our whole journey on this earth is about growing and doing better. So you can grow in a relationship, but some major things need to be fixed before you get into a relationship, because a lot of us feel like relationships are going to solve the problem, and it doesn't. Now, I could tell you that, and that's across the board. But I'm noticing there are so many people coming out with their ideas of what a perfect woman is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say beautiful, but what this ideal woman is and what this ideal man is, when that differs from person to person and couple to couple. So I don't like this one size fits all type of thing, because a lot of men are saying that big women don't deserve to be loved. And I'm like, okay, I'm a big woman and I'm in a happy marriage for 7 years. Does my husband want me to stay large? No, he doesn't. He would prefer for me to be healthy. So in that sense, I get what they're saying, because they feel like a lot of women that are large, and even men, there's a lot of big men as well, that we lack discipline in some regard. And that's probably true. I can confess to what's true about myself. I have no problem with that. I don't try to run from the truth. I'm working on it. We're on our way to the gym now. It's been a struggle of mine for some years, and a lot of us have been having this struggle. So does that mean that there is not one man in the world who would love a woman who is large? That's not the truth. I have a wonderful man who loves me. And he's just been telling me lately how he don't know what's going on, but I have some kind of glow, and he's being attracted to me all over again like a little teenager. So, and that's not about my size. That's not really about my appearance. He sees the glow, and I'm going to say it, he sees the glow of God, because that's what I have within me. I'm a righteous woman. I'm working on myself spiritually. So there's more to us than just what we look like. Is the body important? Absolutely. It's the temple of God. We need to cherish it and treat it better. We're getting sick because we're not taking care of ourselves. That's one. That I keep hearing a lot, and with these new guys that's coming up saying that, we should at least try to take care of ourselves. And I agree with that. You don't want somebody that's going to be sick. I totally agree with that. And the only reason why my husband says these things to me, we're getting older and he wants to be healthy. We don't eat meat, lamb once in a while, and he eats fish. I started back with the meat because I find when I don't eat the meat, I actually feel better, to tell you the truth. I have joint pain when I eat meat. I have it in my knees and stuff like that. And when I stop, all of that stops. And so the overall thing is to grow together and to be healthy so that we can have a healthy, long life. So I get that. But a lot of the things these gurus are saying, this one guy is saying in one breath, he likes a plain Jane, which I would be considered a plain Jane, and proudly proclaim that. I don't have no problem with it. I'm not walking around here with no face full of makeup, wigs and weaves. I like the way God made me naturally, and so does my husband, right? And so I don't do all this extra stuff. I don't need to. I'm fine just the way I am. Of course, you're going to care for yourself. Put some moisturizer on your face and something on your lips. Do something with what you got. Don't go out ashy and crusty and unwashed. Yes, we're going to do those basic things. But all this extra stuff every day, eyelashes and all that, to each his own. If you want to do that, knock yourself out. But a lot of men don't like it. So I get their point about that. But there's some men who don't mind it. But the majority they don't like it, ladies. It's the truth. But whatever the case may be, different people, different guys are breaking down different things. And what they're doing is they're sharing their opinions with you. Because there are a lot of big women who have husbands and they're happy. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying that. It's not good to be overweight. It's damaging to all of our organs and everything. It's damaging. So I'm not saying that's good. And what was the last thing I just talked about? Oh, the makeup and stuff. That's also damaging because it has a lot of chemicals and stuff in it, ladies. And you're piling your face up with all this stuff every day. It's dangerous for you. And majority of men don't like it. When they want to kiss you, they don't want that stuff rubbing off on them. They want to see what you got naturally, what God gave you. It don't have to be a whole lot. It could be a little short hair. If it's yours, they like it. Carry yourself a certain way, you're going to attract the kind of man that's for you. That's why I said it's not a one size fits all to this thing. There's somebody for everybody. And what I did not like is what the gentleman said. One of his newcomers, I came across one of his videos and I liked that one. So I watched others and I didn't agree with everything he said. We don't have to agree with everything anyone says. But I didn't like the fact that he was saying that if a woman is ugly, he was like, hell no, I'm not going to go for her. And he was calling women the B word. So I'm like, first of all, you're not my type of guy. I don't care how good you look and how many degrees you have. That foul language, he think he's a catch. I don't. That's why I said it's not a one size fits all to this thing. He think he's a catch because he's educated in psychology or whatever. He went to school. He broke down all his little credentials and people think that these things give them their value. Somebody will like that because an educated woman may want an educated man. She might be fond of him because of his degree and his pedigree or whatever, but his language and referencing to women as the B word, that kind of guy would never get a bit of my time. I find that very disrespectful and childish. It's immature to be name calling. That's how he referred to women. But you're giving advice to men on what woman to pick when you don't seem like you have any respect for women. So I'm just warning y'all to stop listening to these people because the Most High God gave us a Bible. He told us how to cherish one another. And he wasn't talking about size either. And he wasn't talking about makeup and all that kind of stuff. But if we're righteous and holy, we will know what to put down. We will know what to do and how to present ourselves to be marriage material. So these people coming up with their own ideas and they sound good because they have degrees and they all call themselves relationship experts. This one particular lady, I like her. I'm not going to lie, young lady. I don't know her name. I really agree with the majority of what she's saying. Mr. Let Go, he's pretty good too, but I don't like how he always comes up with the woman is the only one to blame for children coming up a certain way. I disagree with that because a man walks away. He's not in his child's life. He has to take responsibility. He says we're reckless with our bodies, and that's true, but a man is reckless with his as well. It takes two people to tangle. So there's things, it's bits and pieces that you can take from each of them because they have something of value to add, but don't let what they say affect you in a way where you think you got to follow them letter by letter. They're not your God. The Most High God instituted marriage. And these guys, a lot of them are single and talking about what type of woman they want. They don't want a promiscuous woman. And I don't blame them, but they're promiscuous. How do you expect to get something from somebody in its purest form and light, but you're dark and you're running around with all these women? And then you're disrespecting the woman on top of it, but you're laying with them. So it's a lot of things. You got to listen to how people talk. They talk out their side of their face. They don't make a lot of sense. So, listen, find love the way the Most High God allow you to find it. You don't have to listen to these people. Take what they say with a grain of salt. There's a few bits of pieces of advice that you could take to add to your relationship to make things better. But overall, you cannot take something from somebody and make it your own because everybody has an opinion. We all have, what they say, a butt with the little circle that things exit. That things exit. I didn't mean to say that, y'all. Exit only for me. But anyway, we don't have to take everything these so-called relationship gurus say. Everybody has their own opinion. It's their own personal opinion. My baby wants something. Let me see. What happened, boo?
The top went down there. I need something to grab it.
Yeah. What can I get you?
I don't know. Something long I can grab it, but...
Not that back scratcher. That wouldn't work. That's too long or probably too thick. A knife? Oh, Lord. Our baby is kind of acting up a little bit, so he's trying to oil her. But anyway, fam. What works for one couple may not work for another. I do know what's universal. Respect, love, decency, good character, good moral fiber, a relationship with God. Those 6 things to me, they are important. Communication. I had to add number 7. 7 is the number of completion. These things matter. Discuss things with one another. Talk things through. Before you get married, give it some time. Get to know a person. Let them know what you think about life and let them give you what their ideas and views are. See if y'all mesh. See if you blend. And you go from there. And then in the marriage, you're going to do a lot of growing too, because sometimes people always say, oh, we got to be complete and perfect before we get a mate. That's not always the case, because your mate helps make you whole. I'm going to tell you that, because they see your strengths and they see your weaknesses. So they help you in those areas. That's the whole point in becoming one, to be empowered by one another under Christ. All right, family, I'm done. Peace, love, and blessings.